Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Sunday, the 25th of June, 2023. Fun streaming day, a completely different kind of streaming day from the last two, actually, that I've done. Today was RPG Day, where we started off with a chill level 1 podcast where, for a very lengthy amount of time, I tried to explain and or justify my opinions on Tears of the Kingdom. Now that I've played Zelda Tears of the Kingdom for about 40 hours, I wanted to share my full thoughts. At this point, I'm actually heading, or at least I'm getting very close to the end game of the game. And, you know, it's funny because it's not like I hate the game. I don't. But I'm very honest about my opinions on it. And I'm critical of certain things in the game, while others I actually am praising. But for a lot of people, that's just not good enough. The fact that I'm not agreeing with the entire mainstream opinion on the game and saying that it's an unstoppable masterpiece, game of the year shoo-in is pretty upsetting for some. It's kind of ridiculous in my opinion, because I feel like, you know, you should at least, even if you don't agree, in life you should respect other people's opinions and not just say, well, you're just wrong, which is what a lot of people have been doing when I try to lay some criticism on the game. Anyway, big lengthy discussion about that on today's show. I hope you give it a look if you're interested. If you don't care about Zelda, then obviously that's not going to be a major discussion you care too much about, but pretty much the meat of today's podcast. Then we moved back into Final Fantasy 16, and to be honest, admittedly, I'll say the first half of today's stream, I was getting bored. Like, it just seemed like it was way too many cutscenes again, even though I thought we had been done with that after having the premiere stream the other day. It was just so many cutscenes. You know, I want to play for more than, say, 5 to 10 minutes at a time before I have to wait another 20 minutes to play the game, and it just didn't want that. It kept throwing story, 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 and even the gameplay elements. A lot of them were icon fights. You know, the big summoned monsters fighting each other, and that's fun and all, except that you realize it's basically just an overblown QuickTime event. There's not much to it, at least at this point in the game. So, were there boss fights? Yes. Were any of them really epic or memorable? Maybe one. The rest of them were just kind of meh. In fact, I'm already fighting some repeat bosses, or I guess we'd call them mini bosses, which is kind of weird that I'm not even 8 hours. Well, like, now I am 8 hours into the game, but that we're fighting repeat mini bosses already is a little odd. But finally, here's what I'll say. After having played it all day today, the last half hour of the stream, the game finally became, for me, the first time that I was playing this game that I felt like I was playing Final Fantasy, because finally the game says, okay, here's an area to go to. And even though it's linear, there's side areas you can go to in this part where you can explore. It reminded me of like the open world of Final Fantasy 13 for a bit, where you could see the enemies, you're attacking them, and there's optional kind of almost mini boss fights. There's cheaper, you know, weaker enemies you can kill in parties, but then there's like one big enemy you have to fight at once and team up on. Now I kind of have a party. It's me and another person and Torgal the dog all teaming up, so it's 3 people working together now, which is nice. And there was optional stuff to explore, optional items. So I played it for about a half an hour. I was like, wow, this actually feels like a Final Fantasy game to me now. The first time in about 7.5 hours that I felt like I'm playing Final Fantasy finally. Now, I don't know if the game will keep that up or if only certain areas of the game will have this exploration feel, fighting enemies in the open world kind of optionally, rather than just you're walking down a corridor and you're forced to do this because it's in your way. I like having some control and choice. So, here's what I'll say. 8 hours into Final Fantasy 16, I don't hate the game. I'm not massively in love with it. It just kind of is decent at this point. I'm more interested in the story than anything else. But now that we just got to this part, the gameplay is starting to shine. Now I have, by the way, 2 elemental abilities I can switch between. So that's 4 combat abilities, plus some ability to like zip in and out of combat with the different elements, plus, you know, team ups with your party members and stuff. So it's getting better. The further in I get, the game is getting better. But man, those extended length cutscenes are a drag. I don't know why they put in that many cutscenes. Even in the first, you know, the next 3 hours today, I think half the stream was cutscenes again. So obviously, now I'm curious to play it again, because since the last half hour of the stream felt like Final Fantasy, I was more reinvigorated, and I'm hoping for more of that later this week. So, a decent 3-hour stream of Final Fantasy 16 progress. The late stream tonight was Diablo 4, first time in a while, and we focused on finishing Act 2 and going into Act 3, and that's literally what we did. We finished Act 2, pretty much a big boss fight at the end, and then we went into Act 3 and got big progress. Actually went into a couple little dungeon areas, fought a big boss at the end that was actually challenging and almost killed me. You know, for the most part, I haven't really died in Diablo besides maybe once or twice. This boss was really hitting for big damage, and I think the only reason I survived it is because, number one, I had a shield that temporarily would allow me to absorb damage so I could recuperate, and number two, because I was ranged. I almost feel like if that was a boss that I was fighting when I was like a melee class up close, I would have got my ass handed to me, but I got it done. And overall, good streaming day, decent support today. Thank you to anyone who was on the streams and chilled with me for an RPG day. Now, tomorrow will be very different. Tomorrow on the Level 1 podcast, I'll basically give you kind of updates on what I feel about the games I'm playing, but also, tomorrow is Street Fighter 6 returning, and it's going to be the main gameplay stream. Yes, it'll be all online gameplay. What I'm going to do tonight is jump online and watch some videos, see who are the top ranked players for characters such as maybe Zangief or Lily or something like that, and watch some gameplay videos and then try to adapt that to my gameplay that I will do tomorrow. And I'm uncertain if I'm only going to pick one character or if I'll maybe do two and split that stream between two characters. We'll see as I play tomorrow, but I'll do some research tonight. I'll try to absorb some tech overnight and apply that to my game tomorrow for you all. All right, so that's the daytime stream. The night stream tomorrow night is more Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and the good news is, with all the progress we made yesterday, I've got one more Tears of the Dragon cutscene to do, and then it's all dungeon progress. So we're gonna head back to the Gerudo Valley. We're gonna try to unlock this quest line / dungeon there and see how far we can get, and heading smoothly after that, it's into the end game. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so thank you guys. Good variety stream today. And I had a good time with everything I did. Now, one brief thing. I had technical difficulties today, and they were very weird. So I don't even know how to really explain what happened. Here's what happened. After I finished my first stream, I went to upload all the videos. And I queued them all up for upload, and I walked away and went and had dinner with my family. And, I come back, about 15 minutes before my night stream to set up. And it says, all the Final Fantasy videos have uploaded, processed, they're all live. Good. But the podcast, which arguably should be live before all the gameplay videos, isn't. It says it only uploaded 94%, and then it just dead stopped. And I'm like, why would it have dead stopped? I'm very confused about this. I'm like, why would it have stopped at 94 and not processed? I don't understand. So first I tried to play the video thinking maybe it's corrupted. Nope, the video plays. All right, let me try to re-upload it. Nope, frozen. And what ended up happening, it crashed my browser. And I was like, oh shit, maybe it's something to do with the browser. Like, all right, here's what I'll do. I haven't restarted my PC in a while. I'll restart it. So I do a full restart. Boot it back up again. I go to upload it again. Still not working. It says it's uploading, but it's just frozen at 94%, and the 4% is never moving. And I'm like, well, I got to get my stream set up for Diablo tonight. So rather than mess around with that all night, what I ended up doing was editing the podcast out of the live stream. So I tell you right now, if you watched it or if you're about to watch it, it's not going to be perfect. Probably the beginning will not be perfectly cut in a line, and the ending might not be perfectly cut in a line. It might have some extra things after the fact, and I apologize for that. When you're doing like a 5 to 6 hour podcast, it's almost impossible because the preview won't play properly, so I can't even see where to properly cut it. It won't show me the frame of that video that I'm cutting it at, so I'm guessing. Okay, hopefully I got it right, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast regardless. But outside of that, I hope it didn't happen again. Like right now, I'm about to upload the videos for tonight, and I have no clue if this is going to happen again. I hope it's not a new ongoing bug or issue with YouTube. I hope that the videos upload smoothly tonight. I guess we'll have to see. All right, so hopefully no technical issues. Hopefully everything goes smoothly tonight, and I'll see you all tomorrow for a fun podcast and Street Fighter 6 continuing on tomorrow's first stream. Everyone, please have a good night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. See you in the morning. Peace out.